Hopefully. Okay, we're back. Hello. What's going on? Good to be here. Happy Monday. Today, first of all, welcome back. This is, I guess, week two of our podcast here. So, plan here is to answer some questions in like 10-minute videos. Now, interestingly, what's going to be happening with these is they're going to end up on YouTube. So, if you ever want to go see the full video of these for those on Instagram right now, sign up for my YouTube channel because they'll all be there. I'm live streaming it there and then just basically posting it. So you can check that out there. I don't know if I'm going to do a specific audio just for these yet. With that said, now would be a good time to kind of go into it. So today, I want to talk about collagen. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to talk about collagen today is because there is an explosion really of collagen supplements, collagen, skincare products. What is really going on. They're really, really being sold at a very aggressive rate, which is kind of crazy. And, for me with this stuff, when it comes to health, I always like to take a step back and try to figure out, what's going on. Do I need these things? Why is there such a push for it? And then more importantly, what can you really do on your end to make a difference? So let's take a step back. Let's talk about collagen to begin with. Don't mind my finger. I know there's a band-aid on it. I nicked myself, but that happens. Okay. So there are, at least as far as we know right now, there's about 28 different types of collagen out there. But there's really five common types that we tend to talk about, at least in the health world. This is kind of like what I even talked about or learned about when I was in school. So type one, is primarily going to be skin, tendons, vasculature, organs, bones. Type two is mainly cartilage. Type three is also, there's some crossover with type three and one, but you get some reticular fibers, muscle, skin, vessel walls. Type three and type ones are really the ones that we talk about a lot when it comes to a lot of these supplements, whether it's skin, anything like that, or muscle breakdown wearing. Type one and type three are usually the ones they're going to be talking about. That being said, type four forms the basal lamina and the epithelium. So it's like the basement membrane of many things. And type 5 is usually cell surfaces. It's also hair, lung, cornea, and interestingly, your placenta or the placenta is type 5. Now, what you'll see, one thing is true is, we all do need collagen. It is the primary structural protein in the body. The difference and the question that I usually ask with this stuff is, we should be able to produce all of the collagen we need. Now, the supplement industry, of course, has taken that, another step further. And now it's basically like we need to have exogenous collagen coming in all the time in order to kind of keep up with that. And we're going to go over as to why I think that's not the case and kind of go through all of it. But that being said, supplementing with collagen, the argument usually is that beauty comes from within. Now, I talk about this all the time. I talked about this in a post yesterday. That skin health largely is a reflection of what's going on inside your body, which is true. So, this is usually the selling point that a lot of collagen supplements will use because, if you're taking in collagen, it should help with skin health. So, you know, big thing with this, even with collagen supplements, you got to be really, really, astute in terms of like where this stuff is coming from. There could be allergy sensitivities depending on, whether it's from, a fish-based one or something else kind of down the road. So something kind of important, or, fish or pork, or, are there chemicals depending on the quality of the sources? That's also going to be super important because you have to realize that this is going to be extracted and then broken down into basically as simple a form or as concentrated a form as possible. So you got to keep that in mind when you're coming to this. And that being said, if you have to use a collagen supplement for some reason, you want to make sure that you're getting a high quality one. Now, skin health is usually the big thing that comes up here. So, both inside and out, there's changes over time. We have UVA and UVB radiation. There's environmental pollution. There's reactive oxygen species, free radicals. So we know these can be problematic. They can damage DNA, proteins. Ultimately, this could lead to things like cancer. We also see higher rates of free radicals in things like diabetes, inflammatory diseases, kind of all kinds, autoimmune issues in various ways. That's where kind of inflammation is going to play its role. Collagen, interestingly, does have some antioxidant properties, and that's whether it's used topically or orally. It helps protect the skin. So that is actually helping. Collagen can help prevent free radical oxidation, which is going to be good for health down the road. When we have optimal amounts of collagen, we get better skin elasticity. So we have more bounce. We have better skin moisture, which, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but moisturizers, if you ever use a moisturizer on your skin, what it does is actually it doesn't help bring more water into the skin. What moisturizers actually do is prevent water from evaporating through the skin. So kind of important to kind of bring in to keep in mind, because as you know, if you have drier skin, it can potentially be more prone to damage and aging if your skin is particularly dry. So having enough collagen, getting enough moisture in your skin, going to be really important. So collagen can be really helpful with that. It also, when we have optimal amounts of collagen, it can help, prevent developing wrinkles for a longer period of time. It could help regulate skin pH, which is actually really important, protecting us from things like irritation, dermatitis. So that's also something that's really important. And of course, because of that, it helps prevent water loss due to that kind of natural moisturizing type of effect. Now, interestingly, so let's talk about some of the kind of main forms that you find it in. Now, usually what I'm seeing more of now is this kind of fish form, this using some sort of fish as your collagen base. So there was actually a 2-month study done, and all these kind of links are actually in on the YouTube page, so you could check that out. So there was a 2-month study using fish-derived collagen that they found improved skin moisture, skin elasticity, reduction in wrinkle area, depth, and roughness. And other studies have shown that oral ingestion decreases UV spotting, so issues where UV radiation can be an issue after 4 weeks of taking some sort of marine-based collagen. In this case, they were using fish. So that's useful, and there is some studies that show, some benefit to using a collagen supplement. But the question is it the best out there? But also, is it if supplements are helping, what's stopping you from making your own collagen? And this is kind of like where my kind of, I guess, thesis comes in here. Is really what this should be more about is, are you supporting collagen production in your own life? Are you getting, the nutrients you need? And we're going to dive into them in a minute. Things like vitamin C and copper. Are you getting some of those things that you need to facilitate collagen production in your own body versus just using, some sort of supplement and not necessarily addressing the root cause? Because there's one thing, again, to use a supplement or something like that. There's another to it that to address the root cause. So, and I get this question a lot, being uh, plant-based is, how do you get collagen? You're not consuming animal products. Well, here's the thing. If you're getting the building blocks, if you're getting enough protein, if you're getting enough vitamin C, copper, zinc, then you have the building blocks to build all the collagen you need. You don't need to rely on some exogenous source of collagen to meet and build the required collagen that you need. And that's a really important distinction to make, because this is kind of one of the main selling points of collagen, is that you're not creating enough. You're not your body's not doing its job. Well, that starts with giving the body what it needs. And we need to kind of reframe that mindset, reframe that shift, that line of thinking to get to a point where we can understand, hey, there are other ways to do this. Are we actually supporting our body in the way we need? And when we do that, that's when the magic happens. So let's get into some of the big ones that kind of I get here. So first one are branched chain amino acids. So these are isoleucine, leucine, and valine. So you'll see these are big, 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 big in the fitness space. So you'll see branched chain amino acids. Usually they're going to be used to help build muscle. So what they found in certain studies is getting these branched chain amino acids along with arginine, glycine, and proline, they significantly increase the synthesis of dermal collagen. And in this study, it was done in mice, in hairless mice. So these mice were exposed to UV radiation. They were then given this kind of combination of amino acids, and they found that their skin health improved over time. Uh, Interestingly, what happens here is it seemed that when these were applied individually, they did not get the collagen production that they had when they used all of these branched chain amino acids together in combination. So to me, the way I read this is another kind of reason why we need to sort of focus on these whole foods and stop taking extracts from supplements or extracts from nature, taking them in supplement form and then using that as a replacement. These things are all readily available when you're doing things in an appropriate manner. And I just think we're getting too lost in the weeds sometimes with nutrition and stuff. And we have to understand that some things, even branched chain amino acids, don't necessarily act the same way when you find them in a full food versus when you find them in a supplement form, even if they might show some benefit in the short term. So that's really important to kind of understand here. So, and specifically also to kind of jump back on that. So, also data found that deficiencies in leucine and isoleucine, again, those branched chain amino acids that we talked about, they, if you don't have them, they're going to reduce collagen synthesis, and this is actually done by suppressing mTOR, which is what you need to start build, which is a something you need to build more collagen. So it is possible that these amino acids, while also being the building blocks, also play a role in the regulatory mechanisms that will regulate collagen production. So, a similar study from 2010, they found that collagen-containing creams, they found if you use all of collagen as a whole, it actually does not necessarily penetrate the skin. So what you see in a lot of these products is they'll actually use the collagen peptides. So that's where you're going to get, maybe glycine or proline as ingredients versus collagen itself being the ingredient. So it's something to kind of keep in mind. If you're using a collagen topical supplement, it's not going to be absorbed through the skin because collagen is too big to be absorbed through the skin on its own. So in that case, peptides, if you have to use something, you want to go with peptides if you're going to do something topically. Now, like I was saying, and like we're working up to here, is what's more important than exogenous than exogenous exogenous consumption, excuse me, of collagen is do you have those other building blocks in place? Do you have some of these amino acids? Again, you could find these in foods. You don't need to get them through supplements. Do you have the cofactors you need? So the first one that always comes up is vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is an essential cofactor to producing collagen. You need it for certain enzymatic steps to help and increases the gene transcription of procollagen, which is a precursor to collagen. So having vitamin C available in the system is going to help you build more collagen. So, you know, vitamin C is needed for the structural support of collagen, blood vessels, tendons, and skin. to help keep them from becoming fragile because you don't have enough collagen to support them. So, and just to kind of back this up, there are some studies that back up this statement. So there was a random control trial that followed postmenopausal women. They used a supplemental drink in this one. So this one contained soyose isoflavones, lycopene, vitamin C, vitamin E. They also included fish oil, a fish oil supplement. They found after 14 weeks, there was a 10% reduction in wrinkle depth compared to the placebo group. There was also increased levels of collagen after they did biopsies after that. So, there isn't a ton of stuff looking at vitamin C alone, but in terms of mechanistically how it works, there's a lot of research that supports that. So where can you get vitamin C? You're going to get that from your citrus fruits, watermelon, peppers, chili peppers, tomatoes, sweet potatoes, cauliflower, peppers in general, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, papaya, guava, kiwi. These are all going to be awesome sources of vitamin C. And then not only are you going to just get the vitamin C, you're going to get other minerals, you're going to get flavonoids and other cofactors that we need for optimal skin health. So, really important. There was another study, by the way, that actually looked at vitamin C as a topical. Um, so what they used or what they found in this is that vitamin C helps actually replenish vitamin E, or that they work synergistically to prevent oxidative damage. So potentially using a vitamin C cream could be helpful as well. Now, again, not a ton of research on this, but again, regardless of what I'm talking about, is focusing on getting that vitamin C in the system is going to be key. Another one that I talked about earlier is actually called copper. Called copper. It is copper. So copper is also essential for collagen assembly. Are you going to build collagen in an effective way? It's actually used in an enzyme called lysyl oxidase. So we need copper to get that um, enzyme working properly. Now, so there was actually a study. They used a copper cream, and they found that was able to reduce wrinkles after 2 and 4 weeks of use, which is actually really cool. Very exciting. So the topical gel also contained a small amount of copper. It's 0.066%. And another one found that after 8 weeks, that it improved some of the damage from photo damaged skin. So some damage from the sun. Using this copper based cream was also helpful there. Now, there aren't, at least that I could find, any clinical trials that evaluate oral supplementation of copper. But like I said, from a mechanistic standpoint, we know copper is needed to build collagen effectively. So there also seems to be that if copper is taken in some combination of antioxidants and minerals, where copper is part of that formulation, it could be helpful there. So again, the question is, where can you find copper? That's going to be in things like lentils, peas, grains, beans, legumes of all kind, dark leafy greens. So if you're not consuming any of those, that would be, a good place to start to make sure you're getting all the copper you need to get that radiant skin that we all want. In terms of some herbals that might be useful, so as we know with skin health, perhaps you might be aware that aloe vera is almost always a staple when it comes to using as a topical. So what they found is using aloe as a topical, it can decrease collagen degradation by degrading gene expression of this gene called MMP1. So when that is expressed at a lower rate, we tend to have better skin. In a double-blinded placebo study, they used 40 grams of an allosterol extract. This was done on 64 women between ages 30 and 59 over 12 weeks. What they found was that those who used this instead of the control, they had increased skin barrier function, moisture levels, and elasticity. They also found that there was increased collagen content when they did ultrasounds. So pretty cool. Panx Ginseng. So that's actually another one. So ginseng contains something known as a ginsenoside, and this particular compound is known as compound K. So compound K, what it can do is help prevent or decrease collagen degradation by again inhibiting certain gene functions that allow the skin to stay active, that allow collagen, that prevent, excuse me, collagen from degrading. So pretty cool there. One other one that is really useful here is Gotu Kola. So they found compounds in Gotu Kola that can actually promote fibroblast proliferation and improve extracellular matrix formation. So, in other words, it is helping fibroblasts, which are the precursors to building collagen. So, we need those cells to build collagen. And what they found was supplementing with Gotu Kola 3 times a day, alongside so a control. What they used was a control cream, and they found that those who used the Gotu Kola extract they had reduced stress marks. So these were all women who were pregnant that have reduced postpartum stretch marks following using the Gotu Kola compared to the control. So pretty cool. So what does this all mean at the end of the day? To just kind of wrap this up really quick. So there is obviously a ton of information out there. There are a ton of collagen supplements out there, largely being sold for skin health or gut health or anything in between. What I always question is if and even if you're getting help from a collagen supplement, we need to identify and understand what the root cause is as to why that's helping. And usually, if you are getting help from that and when you discontinue it, issues come back, then we have to look at a reason as to why you aren't creating enough collagen on your own. And like I said, that's going to be antioxidants, that's going to be vitamin C, that's going to be zinc, that's going to be copper, all of these different things, making sure you're getting enough antioxidants. That's really important because those are going to help, first of all, prevent skin damage from, say, from UV radiation or anything else, but also help rebuild, stimulate fibroblasts, and build collagen. So I hope this was helpful. I know there's a ton of confusion out there with collagen, so I genuinely hope that this is useful and helpful information. If you ever want to work with me, please let me know. You can schedule a consult with me through my website, insideouthealthwellness.com. More than happy to work with you on to reach any of your health goals, as best you can. That's kind of my goal at the end of the day. So consults are available. You can check those out on my website. If you ever want to get in touch with me, feel free to do it here. I'm more than happy to share this stuff as often as I can and on what topics that you ever want to cover. So thank you for your time today, and I will see you guys here on YouTube next time. Okay.